Today is Juneteenth, the day in which freedom finally reached the last group of enslaved Black people in Galveston, Texas, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. And for me, every Juneteenth, I think about delayed freedom. When the law says you're free, but the system doesn't reflect it. Because what happened in 1865 wasn't a one-time injustice, it was a blueprint. And the truth is, Black communities have always had to fight for justice. And we're still confronting systems where Black people are the last to know, the last to be believed, the last to benefit. Take Henrietta Lacks, a Black woman who in 1951 went to Johns Hopkins for treatment. Without her knowledge or consent, doctors took her cells that were found to be immortal. In the years after, they were taken to create vaccines for COVID research, even for cancer treatments. But her family, they didn't even find out that her cells were being used until decades later. And it wasn't until 2023 that they received any reparations. Or take the descendants of Renti and Delia, enslaved Africans photographed by Harvard scientists in the 1850s against their consent in order to substantiate racial differences. It took over 175 years for Harvard to acknowledge this injustice and to hand over these photos to the rightful place. Even in the field of medicine today, freedom is still being delayed. Whether it's the fact that Black patients are still less likely to be diagnosed with dermatology conditions due to under-recognition of conditions in darker skin tones, or medical algorithms that have delayed treatments like kidney transplants or lung transplants, or that Black pain is often undertreated, or Black women are still 3 times as likely to die during childbirth. Even the small steps we've made are being rolled back right now, with diversity, equity, and inclusion programs under attack, or funding for NIH and HHS grants that are looking at health equity and finding solutions being axed. It's important to remember that medical freedom delayed is health denied. But Juneteenth isn't just a day to mourn what was stolen. It's a call to reclaim what's still owed. Because the truth is, every time we force an institution to admit wrongdoing, when we demand consent, dignity, and respect, we're closing the gap between freedom and justice. And that's worth fighting for.